Hello, James here with my first quick review, and today I will be reviewing The Lost City of Barakus by Frog God Games. Let's just reveal that right there. And Necromancer Games before that. This absolutely brilliant book. If you haven't heard of it before or haven't heard of Frog God Games or Necromancer Games, well worth looking into. Just a quick disclaimer right now. This book is specifically for the Pathfinder game. They also have a version for Swords and Wizardry, which is their own retake on classic D&D. I will be running this for 5th edition D&D. Haven't run it yet. Have done a read through. This book is huge. Let's see, about 200 pages, maybe a little bit less, but packed within those 200 pages, absolutely massive, massive amounts of information. This is a campaign that is designed for levels 1 through 6 in Pathfinder, but it could easily expand to something far beyond that. It's hard to describe just how big this is. I have done a bit of reading, read through some of the current 5th edition books, and I've read a lot of other modules, but for first level characters, there is a bit of, the adventures can be kind of easy or just boring, or it's just all about goblins and there's no real sense of danger. In the Lost City of Barakus, there is danger to spare. I mean, you arrive in the main city and there's vampires everywhere crawling through the sewers, there's were-rats, there's murder going on, there's catching slavers, and all that in the city before you even get out into the wilderness. And into the wilderness, there is interesting NPCs, forgotten temples, thieves, hill giants, and the lot. And that also is before you even get to Barakus. And when you get into there, it's just this massive underground city that was established by a magic culture and is now taken over by a lich who you may or may not even encounter. The dungeon is so huge that you could get through it without even reaching him. And not only that, the dungeon expands its way and has some open-ended areas that you could expand into other Frog God game titles, or even, another campaign of your own. It is full of drow, dragons, it's got hydras, it's got everything. This is a massive, massive book. Frog God Games, absolutely beautiful books. Let me just give you an idea of what you're dealing with here. Beautiful black and white art. Very easy to read. 2-column style. Not really going to... not much to say about the Pathfinder aspect of it. I play pretty much exclusively 5th edition D&D. But from the conversion perspective, it's going to be fairly easy to substitute monsters for their 5th edition counterparts. Now, the dungeon is divided into multiple layers. This is just one layer. I mean, absolutely huge, with room after room filled with interesting treasure and interesting monsters to kill. But not just a dungeon crawl. Well, it is a dungeon crawl, but it has various different interesting tidbits. It's perfect for coming up with your own history for a game that you're running. You could insert Barakus into just about any campaign. Myself, I'm probably going to be inserting it into a Freeport campaign, and instead of having it attached to a continent, I am going to be having it as an island. And have my players come there and have a look at that. What else can I say about it? Let's see. Just absolutely lovely art. Beautiful cartography. There is just so much to be said about it. I can't speak specifically to whether or not it's easier to convert from the Swords and Wizardry to 5th edition difficulty, but I don't imagine it's going to present any great obstacle to convert it over to 5th edition. This is a wonderful book. It retails for $39. I believe I got mine from Frog God Games on a deal for about $30. Well worth looking into at Frog God Games. They have daily deals that they can email to. Usually it's a PDF that's only a few dollars and well worth getting. Or sometimes they have a 40% off coupon, and sometimes it's a different percentage. And they have Halloween sales, that sort of thing. Well worth your time. So that is James with Minor Illusion and our first review.